All right, we're back. Dynasty Trades in 5. I'm Clay.
I'm Shane. I can't wait to talk about trades.
That's what we do.
I'm Scott. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. We've never done a trade show where, Clay? We're actually talking about our own trades and criticizing each other, right? Bashing each other.
Yeah, let's get into it real quick, though, real fast. So, Scott, listen to this nonsense. Clay won't accept 2 firsts for CeeDee Lamb. That's just crazy, right?
Mid-season degenerates. It's tiered PPR, right? And it's how many teams? Are we 12 in that one?
That sounds right.
Okay.
Right.
So he sent me the 107 and the 112 for my CeeDee Lamb. Scott, what are your thoughts on that? I haven't rejected yet.
I mean, I think that you could argue that it's more fair than what people will vote, only because I know the league. I'm in the league.
You are that one too.
I don't want to say receivers don't matter, but they matter less than some of the other positions. And so, it is a start 12. It is a league where you can use extra starters. But yeah, I think Shane knows that he doesn't want those.
Scott says you should accept that offer.
Shane, no, I didn't say that. I just said Shane doesn't really want those picks. So if I was in Clay's shoes, I would be going, let's see. I know Shane wants to get rid of these picks, and he'll basically take the best player he can get for all these picks across the league, I bet. So I think you have some leverage, Clay. He wants to get rid of those picks, and it makes sense if you're going to get picks. That's the type of league to get them in because you just need like bodies and fillers. But yeah, I agree. I would take the CD side just slightly, though. It's closer than what you're making it seem.
Okay. Yeah. 14-team Superflex, start 11. Which side would you rather have? Lamar Jackson or Zach Wilson, the 104, a 2023 second, and another 2023 second. So it's Lamar or Zach Wilson, the 104, and 2 seconds. Shane?
Yeah, I couldn't hit accept on the Lamar side fast enough. This isn't, we've talked about before where you're like, if you want to pivot up from a Zach Wilson, you probably have to add a real lot to get to a Lamar Jackson. This trade is one that shows, well, no, apparently not. You can just give Zach Wilson a couple of random 23 seconds, which, okay, the class is a good class, but that doesn't mean the second round is going to be especially good. And the 104 in a class where we just discussed, there's 3 players we like. Whoever got the Zach Wilson side on this, I understand getting a lot of stuff, but you got a lot of stuff. And Scott shamed you, and I feel bad for you. You should not have made this trade with him. And don't trade with him again because he's taking advantage of you.
Yeah, so this is a league that I actually co-manage with one of our patrons. Shout out to Hal. We did this startup about a month ago. 14-team, and we kind of traded back. We ended up, it's a 2-copy league, so 28 teams. So we ended up picking up 6 23 firsts, but punted quarterback. And in the midst of the startup, we traded basically a 3-for-1 T. Higgins and a bunch of extra stuff to get Kyler Murray, and then we just did it again. And now we have Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, 6 23 firsts. We can back in, try to contend this year, but if we don't, we're cooking next year. We went all receivers, no running backs, the typical startup for me. But hey, Kyler, Lamar, a lot of decent receivers, and 6 23 first. So if we need running backs next year, I think we're set up really good.
All right, so here's one from Shane. It's a 24 team, so a 2-copy Superflex, start 11, and it's tiered PPR. So there's a certain PPR level for RBs, wide receivers, and tight ends, and it just tiers up in that order. So it is DJ Moore and Russell Wilson, or Kyler Murray and a 2024 third rounder.
That 2024 third, that moves the needle for me.
That pushed it over the edge. Yeah.
This is a smash on the Russell Wilson, DJ Moore side.
Shane, which side were you?
Russell Wilson, DJ Moore.
Nothing wrong with like 8 people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shane acquired a Russell Wilson. I love it.
Yeah, sometimes look, you got to go against your grain, right? You have to go, all right, well, this is a start 11. I mean, yes, I don't like tearing down from quarterbacks. No one does. But if I'm going to do it, at least I'm doing it for a guy that I know other people value. Because there's about 100% chance that I end up trading Russell Wilson. Like,
I was about to say he's not gone yet.
He's not. Yeah, he's not going to be on this team for long. I had to do it. I was forced to. I was duty bound by laws of the process.
Okay, so here's one of mine, and let's just first ask you what you think about it. So it is it's a 12 team super flex tight end premium. It's 1.75, and it's start 10, I believe. So you've got the 101, a late 23 first, and the 204, I believe it was, or CeeDee Lamb and Dallas Goedert.
Oh, I'm going to take the picks. I'm going
All
to
day.
take those picks. Yeah.
All
Hey,
day.
so that feels like one of those Dallas Goedert. Oh, in a 1.75, he's going to be worth a lot more, except that he's still only going to have 60 receptions. So yeah, I want the pick side by pretty.
I mean, it's a start one tight end, so I mean, there's only so high that, you know, unless you're a top 3 tight end or better, there's only so much I would probably want to pay for one. I think it's fair to pay a late 23 first. CeeDee Lamb for 101. I mean, I'd rather have the non-receiver just because I think that's more flexible. You know, like CeeDee Lamb's good, but if you ended up with at worst the 101 receiver, the wide receiver 1 in this class, like you're not losing a ton. You don't want to draft. I'm sure you don't want to draft a receiver if you got that 101. That's not what you're thinking. You're thinking running back or quarterback.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'd take the pieces because that 204 is that's a free piece that you can throw around, you know, and try to pick up a veteran receiver if you don't get one in the draft. You know what I mean? Like, I think you get more flexibility, and, you know, I can see why somebody wants CeeDee Lamb. They want to get out of the class. I can relate to that, but I would take the 101 and the 23 first. That's pretty strong. I like that side.
Well, I declined it. Because I mean, 101 and CeeDee Lamb kind of a wash for me. And then with the premium, and I forget exactly what the story is with this team, but I didn't want to give up Goddard for that, you know, projected late 23 first. Oh no, it was tight. I hit reject, but he's come back to me since then. He's like, all right, what do I need to pay for CeeDee Lamb? So next trade, we have a 12 team super flex start 11. It's a 0.2 point per carry. Do you like the 105 and the 112, or a 23 first and the 109? So 15 and 112, or a 23 first and the 109. That's pretty freaking easy. Yeah, that's a smash on that side. Did you get that side, Scott? 23 first and 109?
I did. I had even shopped my 105 for a 23 first, just trying to go for the bottom like 5 or 6 teams, just to see if they'll all decline, just to kind of price check to see, okay, what is everyone else viewing 105 straight up for the 23 first? I mean, I think we all probably know I would probably take most 23 first for it. But this guy just happened to have the 109 and I had the 112. So I'm like, you know what? I'll get greedy and I'll see if he'll give me that 3-pick bump
Up a few. Yeah.
Boom. And he was, I think he finished fourth worst last year. So I'm like, I'm probably getting a hopefully a decent 23 first, and I get the 3 extra spots. So I figure maybe I can inch that 109 down like 2 or 3 spots and maybe get another 23 first out of it, or add a player to get a 23 first. But yeah, I like the 109 versus 112. So yeah, all day. Obviously, you know what side I got.
Yep. I mean, shit. I wear a robe, right? Okay, so here's another one. So the next one is it's a 14 team super flex start 10, and it's a little baby 1.25 tight end premium. Baby like Shane's face after shaving. All right, it is either George Kittle and the 111, or Tyreek Hill. What do you got, Scott?
So I like the process of trading away Kittle and the 111, trying to get a one piece, because it still is only a start 10. Yeah, it's 14 teams, but it's basically like a 12 team start 11. So usually you'd say getting the 2 pieces is somewhat valuable, but I'm worried about, especially in 1.25 premium. I bet if you look at the scoring, like George Kittle's he's probably not up there inside the top 18 to 24 receivers in terms of scoring. Like he's worth having for the positional advantage, but the premium really does nothing here. The premium isn't helping you at all. So it just comes down to, how do you value the 111? I think other people value that 111 differently than we probably do, versus they're excited to have that pick. They're excited to, if it's an active league, maybe they can shop that pick. Maybe they can pick the wide receiver 7 in that slot. I mean, that doesn't really excite me. So I like the idea of, hey, I got Kittle, I got the 111. Give me the best player you can give me. So if that was the process, then I can understand taking the Tyreek side. I probably want other receivers declined before I accepted Tyreek, but ultimately, I think I'd probably go with the Tyreek side.
Yeah, I agree. Consolidate those two pieces for Tyreek and a start 10. Shane, which side were you on?
Tyreek. Yeah, I made a couple trades for Tyreek the last couple weeks, which is unlike me. But I've done it at prices like I said that have felt really not palpable, stomachable. Yeah, stomachable. Sure, that's a word. Prices that I could stomach. There you go. And Kittle in the 111 is definitely a price I could stomach. Kittle he's a top 5 tight end, top 3 tight end, top 4 tight end. But yeah, I'd rather have Tyreek there. Like not in that 111. We've talked ad nauseum how we feel about those picks. So I don't even need to get into that.
12 teams, start 12. It's 2 quarterback, 2 tight end, and that's a 2 PPR tight end premium for tight end. So they are gold. Gave Dawson Knox and Stephon Diggs. He has Josh Allen. Got Cam Akers, Brandon Ayuk, and a 23 first. Which side? So Knox, Diggs, or Cam Akers, Ayuk, and a 23 first.
Man, start 2 tight ends and a 2-point PPR, but Dawson Knox isn't as good as we think he was last year because he had a lot of touchdown scoring, and that's going to regress. I hate Cam Akers, but I'd probably go Cam Akers, Brandon Ayuk in 2023 pick, and I'm trading Cam Akers immediately.
I'm gonna do a speech bubble for that one. Yeah. The settings with tight end. Do you really think Dawson Knox sucks? Yeah, it might have some tight end regression, but he doesn't suck. But
I don't think he's not he's not an elite tight end, and I think people are fooling themselves into thinking that he's going to be because he had a couple games where he scored 2 touchdowns. And I mean, look, he's fun to watch. He is, but he's not going to be a target share monster ever.
Yeah, I'd take the Akers Ayuk 23 first side. Just because 23 first, I think, is the best piece in that deal.
After the combine, I busted back out all the kind of created my own metric with the RAS scores and the 40. And Dawson Knox is only one of like 7 players in the NFL, even going back to like 7 years, that has a RAS score over 925 and a 40 under 465. So, people have said, well, he's going to regress. He's not going to get all these touchdowns. He didn't get a lot of targets, but I don't think it's not in the range of outcomes that Dawson Knox ends up being a 90 to 100 target guy.
Okay, so here's another one from Shane that I haven't rejected yet. But which side would you take here? Would you want Najee Harris and a 23 third, or J.K. Dobbins and a 23 first?
Man, all the risk is on that J.K. Dobbins side. Is what I'm thinking. That's just my thought process.
Here, let me just reject here.
I just laughed that
here.
I just laughed that Shane actually sent that trade to Clay, because come on. But I think I sent a trade to Clay the other day, and it involved him giving me his 23 first. And
well, here's the thing.
It was a similar type of pivot, and I'm like, wait a second. Clay hosts the show with us, so he knows where we're at.
And I edit all of these videos.
Najee Harris.
So I hear all of you guys 3 times saying.
But Najee Harris is a top 3 running back, dynasty running back. J.K. Dobbins is lucky if he's reaching the top 12.
So Shane, if that was the 109 and Najee Harris, would you do it?
The 109 and Najee Harris for Jacob.
JK and the 23 first.
Oh, now we're getting a little.
I was going to say a second.
You're bumping him up from a 23 third.
Exactly.
To the 2022 109.
I was going to say a second, but I'm pretty sure Shane would still give up the second without an issue. So it has to be something where he's like, maybe I can get more for this pick. So 109, would you do that? Because you're getting the 23 first. You're betting against Clay's team.
No, I'd have to hold and assume that I can get more for Mr.
Oh.
Harris.
And would you accept that, Clay? Najee in the 109? Or would you still hold that 23 first, almost no matter what?
I think because it's in the league with you guys and a ton of other sharps, I would probably just hold the 23 first. I'm holding out hope on Dobbins, but I don't know. That would be close.